Welcome to the premiere episode of Time Out with Edward Michael.
And DJ Image.
Welcome to the show.
That's right. Well, we're not just bored here. We want to actually give you guys some really good content.
We're bored, bitch.
Yes, we are. We actually are bored. And we have nothing else to do but to entertain you guys. And we are so excited for this podcast because we have some fun guests coming on here.
Yes, we do. Speaking about guests, we have our very first guest on this episode, Miss Kennedy Davenport. We'll be talking to her a little bit later on.
All the way from Dallas, Texas. Now, you know what? Which other queens are from Dallas, Texas?
A lot.
A lot of our favorites, though, right? Isn't Alyssa Edwards from Dallas, Texas, or is she from San Antonio?
No, she's from a city right outside of Dallas called Mesquite, Texas.
Honey. And I heard that.
Asia O'Hara is from Dallas, Texas.
Who else? Who else is out there?
And there's a bunch of...
A lot of, the pageants are big over there, so I'm pretty sure a lot of the big pageant girls are out and about in Dallas, Texas.
It's the pageant capital of the world.
Yes, Mama. So when's the last time you've been to a pageant out there in Dallas?
Oh, wow.
She has to think about it, ladies and gentlemen. If you could see her face right now, she's staring at the wall.
I don't quite remember. I don't think I've been to a pageant out in Dallas this year. I think it was last year. Miss Gay US of A.
Okay.
I think last May.
Wow. While talking about pageants and all that, we're going to be talking to Kennedy Davenport about a big pageant that she won.
Yes, Miss Gay US of A.
Tell us a little bit about that pageant for people like me that don't know a lot about the pageant world.
So Miss Gay US of A is a pageantry system for female impersonators. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be just self-identified as a male. You can be a transgender individual as well. That happens every Memorial Day down in Dallas, Texas. It is their franchise pageant. They have many other pageant systems within the US of A system. But yes, that was coming up in May, and they just recently postponed that, and we'll be asking Kennedy Davenport about that a little bit later on.
Absolutely. Now, to switch up a little bit, I don't want people thinking we just going to be talking about drag, because drag could sometimes be a what? A drag.
I was trying to remember what that saying was.
Right. So other guests that we're going to have on here are going to be many different entertainers that perform in Vegas and California.
Well, we're going to be talking to a Selena impersonator from the Anything About Selena group.
Mm-hmm. I seen her perform about 3 times, and every time she gets the crowd going. Like, it's so crazy to me how long Selena's passed away with her anniversary coming up, and people just gag over her like she's still here. You know what I mean?
Because she is. I can feel it.
You could feel it. Or you could feel...
Whenever that music plays, I think I'm Selena.
Shit. Well, let's go ahead and give Kennedy Davenport a phone call and interview our very first person here on Take a Time Out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Kennedy Davenport from Rupauls Drag Race Season 7 on the line with us, all the way from Dallas, Texas. All right, to start, Kennedy, can you tell us a little bit about yourself in case somebody doesn't know who you are?
Kennedy Davenport from Dallas, Texas. I've been doing drag for about 24 years now. Kennedy Davenport came from my mother, Alexis Davenport. The opportunity to entertain people across the world is what I like most about drag.
Awesome. So you are the reigning Miss Gay US of A. Now, how long did you compete for that title before you actually won?
Well, last year made my 4th attempt. I won on my 4th attempt.
Awesome. So how was that feeling when you were on the stage, this being your 4th attempt, and they were ready to announce the winner? Now, you had been in that position before. Your mother, Alexis, is one of the hosts. I remember that clearly. The crowd was fired up. They knew that you had to be the winner, and then it happened. They announced you as the winner. What was that feeling like?
Um, Shoot. At that moment, I was. I don't even want to say I was nervous. I think I was just. I think you. Numb is the word. I don't know. You just don't know. You know it could go either way. But once they called Portia out for first, I knew I had a good chance of winning. But you just want to make sure. So I was just trying to make sure that my name was called. Then once my name was called, I I mean, words can't even describe the feeling. I could do nothing but cry clearly.
No, it was definitely one of the best crownings that I've been to. I've been to many pageants, and it was just exciting to see that the crowd was fired up for you. And then the way that Alexis announced your name and the other host, I don't remember if it was Chevelle, um, it was just an amazing, amazing thing to see. And
Yeah, it
congratulations.
thank you. It's definitely humbling, especially after going after something that you've wanted more than just your three attempts. I mean, Miss US of A has always been a goal of mine, probably back when my career first began. So it was just a matter of me being able to compete on the level that I wanted to compete on.
Definitely.
So my question is, what has been your favorite part so far in your reign?
I will have to say, um, it would have to be really getting to know the contestants because I just don't show up and be in the dressing room by myself. I actually get to know the girls. I sit in on the interviews. I'm in the dressing room with them while they're getting ready. I help if I'm needed. And I've been doing that at every prelim. So getting to know the girls, all the contestants, and the promoters too, and really see how passionate they are about the US of A pageantry system.
Now, your reign is a little bit different with the current pandemic. It has halted your reign, and your step
Yes.
down has been postponed. Did you have any remaining prelims, or did everybody already qualify?
No, I probably have five more prelims to do.
Oh, nice. And what are you doing as a title holder to keep those contestants and promoters interested to want to reschedule and make sure that those prelims continue?
Um, the preliminaries that are left, they are passionate about the US of A system, so they definitely want to reschedule. And a couple of the preliminaries just sent me a token of love to just show their support. So I know I'm most certain I definitely wouldn't lose them as a preliminary, but it's just a matter of time and getting the right getting the dates to suit everybody.
Yeah, that's for sure. So my next question is, what are you looking forward to after your title is up?
I really had anything planned because I was supposed to be on a part of the Rupauls Drag Race live, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But I do plan on adding to my pageant package and start gearing towards some of the other national systems, as well as expanding my brand. And that's on, social media, getting a proper website up. I've joined with a great guy by the name of Asa Laveau um, from Oklahoma City who's helping me um, launch some great things. So it's some cute stuff that I have in store within the next year or two.
Now, speaking about your brand, you're part of the Davenport family, which is a very well known family in the drag industry. You have to
hmm
tell me, how is it being the daughter of the hilarious and very entertaining Alexis Davenport?
Um, Before, I have to say, before it was really hard because we really didn't, not in a bad way, but my mom was just mean to me for a reason. And she used to always tell me, we're not girlfriends like that. I'm not your girlfriend and we are not friends. But it gave me a tough core. And um now that I'm not a little girl anymore, our relationship is great. And I have met all of the standards of being a Davenport, and I hold it with great respect. And my mother sees that.
That's awesome. Now let's talk about you being on television because you have been on several television shows and series, such as America's Got Talent. You were on the 8th season of America's Got Talent.
So how was that experience being on the show?
Um, the experience before they lied to me was great. um,
What's the tea,
that was
girl?
a real hard. That was like a crash course of that's TV. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the excuse. But I really the T was that they did not know where to put me. They didn't know what category to put me in.
Okay.
So they put me in like variety or whatever. So I made it all the way to the Vegas round, and that's the round before you actually get to go, before you actually be on television. So I'm at the Vegas round, and before I came, they was like they're gonna totally reconstruct me and tell my story differently. So they had to redo my interview all over. So they wanted me to come, and I'm assuming they wanted me to be this butch dude, straight from the military. Because I'm an open book. I told them my whole story, so they wanted me to be from the military. They didn't want me to show any sign of femininity. Um, and so I did exactly what they wanted, and I went through all of that trouble, and I'm the only one there with no help. It was just a tragic, hot mess in Vegas. Okay, like literally hot. So I'm getting up in drag 6 in the morning to like what 9, 10 o'clock at night by myself. It was just a terrible experience for them to send me home in the end.
So let's
And I
move.
asked,
Go ahead.
no, I was like, and I asked them why, and they was like, well, it's just TV.
That's interesting. So let's move on to your other show. You were on the 7th season of RuPaul's Drag Race. Now tell me, how did that change your career as a drag entertainer?
it definitely broaden my horizon, and demographic as far as entertainment is concerned. I've been able to entertain the masses all across the world. So that's definitely the biggest gift that RuPaul's Drag Race has given me.
So then you did the 7th season, and then you went on to appear on RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 3, where you were the runner up to Trixie Mattel. How
hmm
was that different than season 7?
All Stars was definitely different because, first of all, you know everybody, and when you know people and and you go in knowing how things work and how things are ran, it's definitely a lot easier mentally and emotionally. So, season 7 was more. Season 7 was you don't know these people, so you got to try to get to know them. You don't like them really, and then you got to try to figure out what is it about them that you like, and then all at the same time, you got challenges and stuff you have to do, so you have to work together, and then me not really being exposed to a lot of different kinds of drag, it just kind of put me in a one note spot, and everything to me then was like was you know it wasn't right to me in my eye. But then after season 7, it just opened my, being on the show allowed me to see drag and respect drag queens for what they give.
Yeah, all the different drag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if someone asked you, or said they wanted to be on the show, what kind of advice would you give them?
I mean, you ain't doing nothing else, so I mean, I don't see, do it and keep auditioning until you get on.
So there's no secret. Just be yourself.
Yep, there's no secret to it. They definitely look for personality. Make sure you have a story. Don't be afraid to tell your story, whatever you've been through in life and how you overcame it, and do exactly what they tell you to do in the amount of minutes they give you.
Awesome. Now, what would you tell somebody who's just interested in doing drag, being a drag entertainer?
I would definitely tell them it's not easy, and I really don't encourage it on anybody. Um, and people be so surprised when I say stuff like that. But I mean, this is not for the weak, honey. And I mean, if you haven't started by now, honey, you just need to go and just stay at your regular job. But I mean, just make sure that it's a just make sure it's a hobby, something that you love to do, and not something full time. Don't turn it into a full time job, because if you turn it into a full time job, it's a struggle. It's too many sacrifices you have to make, and then you start to almost lose the passion for it.
That's interesting. So we're doing a
Yeah.
segment called "The Shit People Post on Facebook or Instagram or
Mhm.
Twitter." What is the craziest shit that you have seen posted about yourself?
Because, people post crazy shit out there.
Yeah, but I'll be paying their ass no attention. Uh, I guess the I guess the craziest thing, I mean, it would probably have to be stuff from the show, like um me saying Mimi when it's really meme, that from All Stars, that was like, to me, so embarrassing, but it came out to be funny. Um My Death Becomes Her, which was also something that I am so sensitive about, but it ended up being iconic.
Yeah. So I want to ask you about the RuPaul's Drag Race live in Las Vegas. So you're going to be a part of the show eventually when it comes back?
I honestly don't have any idea, but I was asked to be a part of the second round.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we definitely went out and checked it out for the premiere. It's definitely a cool show, and we were thinking of which queens would be good on it, and you definitely would be a highlight.
Yeah, I would love to do it, but I just haven't had gotten any update even before all this craziness happened. I just didn't get I didn't get an update, so I don't really know how that's going to play out.
I told Edward I want to see some real crazy dancers up here, like Kennedy Davenport. I thought you would have been a perfect fit for the show.
Oh, I know I'm a perfect fit. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of them seeing it.
Right.
Now, what is one thing people may not know about you?
That's hard because I'm really transparent and everybody know my business. Uh,
That's true. That's the cool thing about you. You're very real whenever you go on like your social media live. You keep it very real and you have. I think that's one thing that I enjoy about you, and I've been following
yeah,
you for a long time
I
during your
can't help it.
pageantry.
I can't help it. I mean, I've just been the type of, because of the things that I've been through. I've just learned to be transparent and to be open and to be real about my life, because it helps other people. Especially our younger generation. It helps them. I people. I mean, I wasn't able to share my story on. I wasn't able to share my story neither time on Drag Race, but I mean, I've been through depression. I've been through attempted suicide. I've been a drug addict. I've overdosed. I mean, all of those things I have overcame, and that's why I am as strong as I am, and I'm able to be transparent. because I want people to be able to see that, I'm not just this so-called famous reality TV star, but I'm a real person that went through real things, and they aren't the only ones who go through what they go through on a daily.
Wow, that's very cool for sharing that. Anything you got going on that you can plug in the future, in the fall, or?
This this pandemic got us so stuck right now. I have nothing planned. I'm hoping I can get a booking once this stuff is over with.
Do you think it's gonna change like the bookings, like people are gonna want to book you, or you think like how do you think once we get out of this, is the crowd gonna be afraid to come out still?
Well, this is what well, you really can't keep a gay down, okay? Um, they're gonna come out and they're gonna party regardless. But I'll say, I'll say this: once the air clear, and there's going to take a time where the clubs got to get back on their feet. People got to start making money again.
Yeah.
So the clubs are going to have to be confident in a comfortable place to where they feel like they can book us, but they're probably going to want to book us to get the people out. So that's what I'm hoping.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to your step down. I know we will definitely be there whenever that shall be to see you crown your successor.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for taking our phone call. We appreciate
No
it.
problem. Thank you for having me.
No, for sure.
And that was Miss Kennedy Davenport.
That's right. She brings up a very good point, Image. What do you think once we're all done with this quarantine and the bars reopen? Do you think people are going to want to go out, or do you think it's going to take some time?
I think it's really going to take some time for people to start getting in the groove of life, because right now we're getting used to living life a lot different, and our bank accounts are not what they used to be. So I think to get the crowd going, it's going to take a little time, but like she said, you can't take a gay down. We love to be out, so I don't think it's going to be that long.
Yeah, I think, believe it or not, I think the first day the bars open, the gays are going to rush because they're going to want to see their friends. They're going to want to drink in the bar. I just think that a lot of people are going to do that once they open up the bars.
You know what? It's just like, you're right. After all this, it's going to be really, really exciting just to be able to be out in the community, be out and doing things. Right now, I stay home, and the only two people I see is you and my boyfriend. At least I think.
And I'm tired of seeing those two people. You and your boyfriend.
Right. But, this is something that we're all going to get through, and we're going to all look at this and I think appreciate us as human beings a little differently.
I'm going to appreciate a bigger paycheck. So moving on, we're going to go on to our next segment called The Shit People Post on Facebook or Instagram.
Or Snapchat. Well, you guys get the point. Now, people have been posting some crazy shit lately. Some crazy shit. What is one thing you could think of, Edward, right now that you've seen that you're like, what the fuck?
I'm going to say it. These people who are preaching to stay home, but just 2 days ago, they were out having a house party. It's like, bitch, we were home watching you have a house party, and now all of a sudden you want us to stay home.
That is funny because some people are like, oh, we're just going to have a couple people over, and then later on you see their Instagram and it's like 20 people drinking, and they're thinking that it's a joke, but I think it's funny. I think it's crazy.
I just think it's crazy. Those are the people that are going to get the coronavirus.
Now, the craziest shit that I have seen posted on, I think it was on Facebook, it was one of those memes where it was a guy calling his aunt in Mexico and saying, times have changed. Can you send me some groceries and some toilet paper? You know, because I remember back in the day, we're the ones that used to go to Mexico and take stuff. So that made me laugh because now we're asking them, please send us something.
I still don't understand the whole toilet paper thing. What the hell are they going to do?
You know what,
with
listeners?
toilet paper?
If you guys listen to this, please comment and let us know what is the thing with toilet paper, because I don't get it. And I go to the store and I still see toilet paper once in a while, but it's crazy how all these items are just gone. I don't get it. You know?
There's people thinking that it's going to be the end of the world and they're going to lock us up, which they may still. But what is toilet paper going to do?
Keep your ass clean at least, you know. You know.
You know, the TikTok has become very popular, but I thought it was popular before, but I think we're seeing it more and more. I still don't know how to use it. I don't know how to use the house party thing. I'm learning about a lot of more new apps. The only thing that I know how to do
is Grindr. Oh.
Order food from an app.
I was going to say, the only thing you know how to do is Grindr and OnlyFans, sis.
What am I supposed to do with Grindr? I can't invite him over.
Well, maybe if you sanitize his whole body before you bring him in the house, you have a lot of things to do with him. You know what? If you guys have any crazy shit that you see on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, you know what? Tag us in it, and we'll talk about it in our next episode. And we'll give you a shout out, and we'll talk about the shit that you've seen on there.
So we're going to move on to our community calendar because there's a lot of shit going on in the community. Not.
Well, I was going to say, sis, do you have that ready? Because I don't have that in front of me. Well, the only thing that I know is there's a couple of virtual things that are going to be happening. So stick around for that. I know that there's going to be some virtual prides and virtual dance parties and all kinds of stuff. And that's going to be very interesting to see happen. Another thing that I know and that you could talk about a little bit more is all the prides dates are getting changed. And I know Phoenix Pride is being changed to November
7th and 8th. So, yes, many of the prides that are coming up had to change their dates, whether it was prematurely or not. I know for Phoenix, it wasn't prematurely. We changed our date pretty later. But, yes, they are having a virtual Arizona Pride on the same weekend that Phoenix Pride was supposed to be taking place, April 4th and 5th. What that basically is a bunch of organizations, entertainers, and various groups are coming together to put on a virtual event on all their individual social medias. You can visit virtualazpride.org to find out about different events. That will be cool. That's going to happen next Saturday, April the 4th and 5th. So make sure you take a look at that.
That sounds really, really awesome, and I can't wait to see how that turns out. Do you have anything else going on that's happening anytime soon besides these virtual things?
Yes, I'm going to continue to stay home.
Yeah.
You know, I'll probably continue to visit you and your boyfriend because you're the only kind of social interaction I have these days. I'm going to continue to...
You say that so sad, sis. It's not a sad thing. We're very entertaining here at my house. It's not a Corona party because I know Cardi B's been throwing parties too. That whole coronavirus. But, you know, I'm hoping this all ends quickly. And till then, we appreciate you guys listening to our podcast here. And we're going to continue doing this till you guys stop listening. So, once again, make sure you guys share our podcast. Tell people about us. We're going to be posting as many things as we go. So there's not going to be a particular time or date, I believe. Have we decided?
We're still figuring shit out.
Right. Maybe we post every Saturday. Maybe we'll post every Monday. We'll let you guys know. So once again, thank you for listening to Time Out with myself, DJ Image.
And myself, Edward Michael. Make sure you follow us on social media. Tell us about different topics you want to talk about, or if you even want to be on the show, we'll give you a call.
That's
we don't care.
We don't care. We'll call you, even if you're at home figuring out how to use the rest of your toilet paper. We will call you. Now, once again, thank you guys, and we'll talk to you guys hopefully online or virtually here soon.